sit down. Good morning, everybody. It is so good to see everyone here. I just have to share this little tidbit with you. When I'm part of a service, even though just a small part today, somehow my intention coming to the congregation is changed to where I'm thinking about church before I'm going to church. I wish there was a way, because I'm going to tell you probably for 20 years or for the multiple years that I've gone here, I have not always been that way. Sometimes church was just the thing that I got my kids ready for, get people in the car, just trying to get here in time. But if you have the ability, some point, maybe next Sunday, if you can take a little bit of time, maybe when you read the, what's that thing called? The weekly update that I'm maybe when you take a look at that and you think about who's participating that Sunday and how important it is, if no one else, I'm pretty sure it is important to other people, how important it is to me to be able to stand up here, to be able to come to the congregation and see your faces. And sometimes I don't prepare myself for that. And so thank you so much for being here. So we have some announcements this morning. The first one's kind of related to the service. We put out a couple announcements for folks to bring books that were used. Hopefully you didn't go out and buy a whole bunch of brand new books or anything like that. But we do want to be able to share those books with our community through the Tiny Free Library. And so what we're going to do is during the offering, we have a basket up here that you can bring your offerings other than books and place it in that basket. And if there's folks who have some limited mobility, maybe just kind of raise your hand and we can bring that basket to you, or whatever we can do to help facilitate that. And then the two larger tubs here are for the books. There are some spare books that apparently there's people whose kids have outgrown that are sitting in the foyer there, and you're more than welcome to go grab some of those books if you'd like to come up and place some books in the bins. And either your kids have long grown and you don't have children's books, there are some there for you. Shane, you had a couple announcements.
I don't want to announce them, but I'm going to announce
You're going to.
No, this is actually something I don't want to announce. As many of you may know, Erin Odom is completing her, or did just now, or up? She's waiting on graduation. All of her classes are done. She's almost a doctor of chiropractic. She just needs a piece of paper that says so. And she will be moving back to Alabama. With her, she's going to take Jeff. And so there's, you gotta love the sensitivity of a brother-in-law. There's two announcements that are related to that announcement. The first one is we will be having a send-off for the two of them. I have to look at the date because June sent it to me and I totally forgot the date. It's, thank you, next Sunday, the 14th, punch reception. I don't have time. Is it right after church? Okay, yeah, right after church. Okay, so right after church. Thanks, Jeff. Appreciate that. So we're having a punch reception right after church. That's announcement one. Announcement, and I will say, we're so glad that you're a doctor of chiropractic, and we wish you were just sticking around so you could adjust us here. But we're really happy for the two of you that you're able to take this next step of your life together. Jeff isn't leaving like imminently, but he's leaving imminently. And Jeff, if you don't know, is one of the main people who does provide the live stream for us every single week that we are able to send out to those who can't be with us in person. And we want to continue to provide that live stream, but that means that we need to train a couple of people on how to do that. Our hope is that we can train several people on how to do that, and we don't want it to fall on the person who's running the soundboard, because that's a lot to run back and forth on, and frankly, it's a little bit much. So I am taking volunteers, or Jeff is taking volunteers. Jeff, you're leaving in October? October 7th. So we need somebody who can learn fast. No, I'm just kidding. And for the most part, it's fairly straightforward. It's just about like plugging specific chords into the right places and making sure that you understand how to start a YouTube stream. And Jeff's a very good teacher. So if you are open to learning a little bit about technology and want to help provide that ministry to those who can't be with us on a regular basis, please reach out to either Jeff or myself, and we'll get you trained up and make sure that you know how to do it. But more importantly, join us next week as we say farewell to these two, and we will be, Jeff will be around a little bit longer, but Aaron's leaving, and that means his heart's leaving, so we'll celebrate them next week. Thanks.
Thank you, Shane. The only other announcement I have to make is in the weekly update, we put announcements, and I did see some things like from the Midland Mission Center about some of the Mission Center-wide youth activities, some of the Temple, well, it's not Temple School classes anymore. Somebody help me. Is it still called Temple School? Okay, just making sure I got that right. So it talks about some of the classes that are being offered both for priesthood as well as just, general development on your Christian journey. So please look at those announcements as well. Are there any other announcements before we move on to our share and care portion of this? Of course, you are welcome, if you have announcements that you want put in the weekly update, feel free to give one of the pastors a call or myself a call, and we'll make sure those get in there. Share and care, are there any joys that we would like to share this week? Any joys that we can share with our group? Yes. Wait, I thought she retired. Okay.
I retired, but I had two in college.
Yeah.
So I'm retired for this one.
Well, good. I'm glad you will be gainfully employed again. Just hope you're glad. Yeah, doing what?
I am working the front desk at a doctor's office, and I am looking forward to calling in sick and hanging up the phone and doing nothing else.
No lesson plans?
No,
Okay.
No just calling me.
Oh, that's good. Oh, Aaron.
So every summer we go in, and Erin has an MRI done on her Chantel's place when she was little, and once again it is clear.
Yay. I can tell you it did not stunt her brattiness. Yes. Yay! Yeah, Sarah, Laura, you starting school this week? Okay. Yeah, Savannah? All right. Well, all I remember is my 10 years of teaching. That was a week of great joy and great fear leading into the school year. So anticipation. Any other joys we would like to share with the congregation? Okay, are there any prayer concerns that we would like to share? Yes, Mary.
So, most of you know that my dad is up for his valve replacement, and that's happening this Tuesday. So, prayers, please, for the family and for him and his preparation for the procedure.
Are there any other prayer concerns we would like to share with the congregation?